The city was in chaos. Panic and fear swept through the streets like wildfire as a monstrous creature laid waste to everything in its path. Buildings crumbled, people screamed, and chaos reigned supreme. Among the throngs of terrified citizens was Ye Tian, a young man whose eyes widened in horror at the sight before him. As he watched the beast wreak havoc, a strange mixture of fear and fascination gripped Ye Tian's heart. Despite the danger, he found himself drawn towards the creature, his feet moving of their own accord. Then, without warning, a bolt of lightning crackled through the air and struck Ye Tian's outstretched hand. The impact was blinding, and the world went bright. When Ye Tian finally regained consciousness, he found himself lying on the bed, disoriented and bewildered. As he struggled to make sense of what had just happened, a realization dawned on him. He had awakened his talent. As Ye Tian contemplated his newfound abilities, a curious notion dawned upon him. Perhaps what he was experiencing were not mere hallucinations, but rather manifestations of his awakening talent. A century prior, the world had witnessed the emergence of countless interdimensional rifts, unleashing fearsome beasts upon humanity and plunging civilization into peril. Yet, amidst the chaos, the surge of dimensional energy had an unforeseen effect. It sparked the latent talents within select individuals. These gifted few paved the path forward, guiding humanity into an era where extraordinary abilities became the norm. As Ye Tian scrutinized his newfound status, a sinking realization washed over him. He had awakened a talent of the weakest tier. In that moment, despair gripped him, for he couldn't shake the belief that such a feeble gift spelled doom for his future. If he couldn't ascend to the ranks of martial prowess, how could he ever hope to safeguard his sister in the trials ahead? Before Ye Tian could dwell on these thoughts any longer, he was interrupted by the sound of his sister's voice calling out to him. Yu, his beloved sister, appeared at his side, her face etched with concern. "Brother, are you all right?" she asked, her eyes scanning him for any sign of injury. Ye Tian assured her that he was fine, though his mind was still reeling from the experience. When she asked if he had awakened his talent, he hesitated for a moment before nodding slowly. Ye Tian shared with Yu the news of his talent awakening, expressing that the process had gone exceptionally well. His sister beamed with happiness upon hearing this confirmation of his newfound abilities. "Brother, that's wonderful news," she exclaimed, her eyes sparkling with pride. "I always knew you were special." As they talked, Yi mentioned that she had prepared his favorite dish to celebrate his awakening. As Ye Tian glanced around, he noticed something strange. A window had appeared before him, displaying his sister's cultivation talent. To his shock and confusion, it revealed that she had a low-tier, unawakened talent. The revelation left Ye Tian reeling, his mind spinning with questions. How could this be possible? Then, Yi gently grabbed Ye Tian's hand and urged him to come eat before the food grew cold. As she made contact with his hand, a window suddenly appeared, displaying information about Yi Yu's talent. It was copyable. A prompt asked Ye Tian if he wanted to copy her talent, giving him a simple yes or no option. Shock washed over Ye Tian as he realized he had the ability to replicate other people's talents, opening up a world of possibilities he hadn't imagined before. As they sat down to eat, Ye Tian marveled at the potential of his talent, the ability to replicate others' abilities, a gift both intriguing and powerful. However, he hesitated to test it on his sister, recognizing her innate superiority and the rarity of her initial talent. Opting not to copy her abilities, Ye Tian envisioned Yi Yu's inevitable dominance once she fully awakened her talents. In that moment, he couldn't help but imagine his parents, if they were watching, finding solace in their children's promising futures. As the scene transitioned outside, Ye Tian prepared to put his own abilities to the test, ready to explore the extent of his newfound power. Activating his talent radar, he discovered that he could only view talents within a 3-meter radius. Though the range was limited, he could see that most people nearby had subpar talents. Determined to copy a mid-tier talent at least, with his newly awakened talent, albeit low-tier, Ye Tian contemplated exploring the academy grounds. However, the possibility of his talent changing through copying others made him wary of applying to academies with strict talent evaluations. Instead, he opted for Manhwa-fest 5th Academy, reasoning that its diverse population likely included many with mid-tier talents. Despite his current standing, Ye Tian harbored the belief that his copied abilities would eventually surpass those of his peers, positioning him for future success amidst the academy's talented populace. The narrative unfolds. After 3 days to the Manhwa-fest 5th Academy, the instructor, a stern figure with a commanding presence, addresses the assembled students, their eager faces reflecting a mix of anticipation and curiosity. To become martial warriors, he declares, the first step is mastering the elusive body training technique. Today, he announces, will be devoted to that very endeavor. As the students prepare to delve into the intricate world of martial arts, including our protagonist Ye Tian, the instructor imparts the crucial instruction: they must conjure an air vortex in front of their chests to deem the technique successful. The challenge hangs in the air, and the students, with a collective determination, focus on the task at hand. Midway through the training, a concerned student voices the exhaustion of a few classmates. The instructor, unyielding and single-minded in his pursuit of excellence, dismisses their fatigue, emphasizing the paramount importance of creating the air vortex. The path to becoming a martial warrior, it seems, demands resilience and unwavering dedication. Amidst the sea of striving students, Ye Tian stands out, not for his prowess, but for the struggle etched on his face. His talent level, deemed too low by the unforgiving standards of martial arts, becomes a hindrance. The air remains undisturbed in front of his chest, and frustration gnaws at his determination. As the minutes tick away, the once bustling group of students gradually dwindles, each succumbing to the physical and mental strain of the technique. Ye Tian finds himself alone in the endeavor, a solitary figure amidst the abandoned efforts of his peers. The instructor, though disappointed, carries on, labeling this cohort as the worst he has encountered in his teaching career. Undeterred, the instructor urges the remaining students to look to an exemplar among them, Chen Dong. He encourages them to mirror Chen Dong's dedication and motivation. The name sparks curiosity in Ye Tian's mind. After the class concludes, he turns to his friend Zhang Bao, seeking information about the enigmatic Chen Dong. Zhang Bao unravels the tale of Chen Dong, a prodigious talent who ascended to the rank of martial apprentice in a mere month. The pinnacle of his achievement, being personally chosen as the disciple of the academy's principal. Ye Tian, acknowledging Chen Dong's exceptional talent, contemplates the journey that lies ahead for him. In an attempt to impress upon Ye Tian the gravity of Chen Dong's accomplishments, Zhang Bao reveals an artifact, Chen Dong's signature. He speculates on its future value, envisioning a time when Chen Dong's autograph could fetch a small fortune. Yet, Ye Tian remains unmoved by the allure of potential riches, his focus set on his own struggle to master the elusive technique. Amidst the contemplation, a commotion among the students draws Ye Tian's attention. Chen Dong has arrived, a figure of renown and admiration. The students swarm around him, eager to shake his hand and secure his coveted autograph. Zhang Bao, caught up in the fervor, rushes to join the throng seeking a piece of Chen Dong's glory. Excitement surged through Ye Tian's veins as he laid eyes on Chen Dong, a figure whose cultivation stood at a mid-tier level. For Ye Tian, it wasn't just admiration he felt. It was a deep-seated aspiration to emulate Chen Dong's success. With determination fueling his steps, Ye Tian resolved to approach and greet the esteemed martial artist, hoping to glean some of his wisdom and perhaps even replicate his prowess. However, as Ye Tian eagerly moved towards Chen Dong, the latter, in a display of humility, addressed the students. He explained that he was present not to bask in adoration or sign autographs, but rather to offer encouragement on behalf of the academy's teachers. Chen Dong's words carried weight, underscoring the importance of perseverance and dedication on the path to martial excellence. Undeterred by Chen Dong's refusal to sign autographs, Zhang Bao, ever resourceful, proposed an alternative, a handshake. Chen Dong graciously agreed, and one by one, the students lined up to share this brief yet meaningful interaction. When it was finally Ye Tian's turn, he grasped Chen Dong's hand, feeling a surge of energy course through him. In that moment, he sensed a connection, an opportunity to absorb some of Chen Dong's formidable cultivation. Later that day, secluded in his quiet spot, Ye Tian received a notification confirming the successful copying of Chen Dong's cultivation talent. It was a pivotal moment, prompting him to consider the next step, fusion. As he deliberated, memories of his talent awakening resurfaced, offering cryptic glimpses of what might lie ahead. Despite the uncertainty, Ye Tian's resolve remained steadfast. With a deep breath, he selected yes, initiating the fusion process. Yet, what followed was beyond anything Ye Tian had anticipated. As the fusion commenced, searing pain engulfed his entire being, wrenching agonized cries from his lips. In the midst of his torment, doubts crept in. Was this suffering truly necessary? Was the pursuit of power worth such agony? But as the fusion drew to a close, a profound sense of transformation washed over Ye Tian. Through the pain, he had emerged reborn, his cultivation now elevated to mid-tier status. The suffering, it seemed, had not been in vain. With newfound clarity, Ye Tian understood the sacrifices required to achieve greatness. A status window appeared, indicating a cooldown period of 30 days for the copied talent. Yet, far from being discouraged by the wait, Ye Tian felt a surge of excitement. This cooldown period, he realized, heralded a cycle of continuous growth. Every 30 days, he could replicate the talents of others, expanding his repertoire and strengthening his abilities. With renewed vigor, Ye Tian set out to test his enhanced skills. To his astonishment, the once daunting body training technique taught by the instructor now felt remarkably attainable. With his mid-tier cultivation bolstering his efforts, Ye Tian executed the technique flawlessly, each movement flowing with newfound ease and precision. As Ye Tian beheld his newfound ability to replicate talents, a surge of determination coursed through him. Forget merely being a martial warrior. With this extraordinary gift, he envisioned himself ascending to the ranks of elite or even legendary martial warriors. The prospect ignited a flame of ambition within him, driving him to push his limits further than ever before. Fast forward 1 month, and the scene shifts to the bustling city streets, where a sense of normalcy is abruptly shattered by the appearance of a ferocious white wolf monster. Its wild and untamed presence sends shivers down the spines of bystanders as it roams through the urban landscape with menacing intent. Among the throngs of people, Ye Tian walks with purpose, his mind consumed with thoughts of his own journey. Despite having attained the rank of martial apprentice, he acknowledges the vast distance he still has to traverse on the path to becoming a true martial warrior. The road ahead looms dauntingly long, fraught with challenges and trials yet to be faced. Suddenly, chaos erupts as the silver wolf monster pounces, seizing an unsuspecting civilian in its powerful jaws. Ye Tian stood frozen in shock as the monstrous form of the wolf loomed before him, its menacing presence sending a chill down his spine. It was his first encounter with such a creature, and the reality of its existence hit him like a thunderbolt. Around him, panic ensued as the civilians scattered, their fear palpable in the air. The wolf had just claimed a life, and its predatory instincts were laid bare for all to see. In a desperate bid to protect the innocent, Ye Tian lunged forward as the wolf's attention shifted towards a young girl. His heart pounded with adrenaline-fueled determination as he attempted to intercept the creature, but his efforts were futile against its lightning-fast movements. In that moment, he realized the vast gulf that separated him from the beast in terms of strength and agility. Just when it seemed all hope was lost, a figure emerged from the chaos, Captain Galewolf, a seasoned hunter with a steely resolve etched upon his face. With a swift command, he directed Ye Tian to safeguard the girl while he confronted the wolf head-on. Though apprehension gnawed at him, Ye Tian squared his shoulders, determined to heed the hunter's directive. With a swift charge, Captain Galewolf surged ahead, launching an assault on the formidable wolf. Amidst the clash, Captain Galewolf acknowledged the adversary's strength. Yet, as his strike descended, the wolf's agility proved formidable, evading Captain Galewolf's blow with effortless grace. As Captain Galewolf and his comrades launched a coordinated assault, the wolf proved to be a formidable adversary, effortlessly evading their strikes with uncanny speed and agility. Despite their best efforts, the creature remained elusive, its movements fluid and unpredictable. Yet, amidst the chaos, a decisive blow landed, momentarily staggering the beast and providing a brief respite for its attackers. To their shock and dismay, the creature's demeanor shifted in an instant, its fur suffused with a crimson glow, a phenomenon known as the bloodburst mode. With newfound ferocity, it unleashed a devastating counterattack, felling several of Captain Galewolf's companions with ruthless efficiency. Undeterred by the sudden turn of events, Ye Tian's eyes widened with alarm as he witnessed the wolf's attempt to flee. However, Captain Galewolf remained steadfast, his unwavering resolve as he assured Ye Tian that escape was not an option. True to his word, reinforcements arrived in the form of a skilled archer, poised to deliver a decisive blow. With deadly precision, the archer's arrows found their mark, piercing the creature's hide and bringing it crashing to the ground in a cloud of dust and debris. As the chaos subsided, a palpable sense of relief washed over the assembled hunters, their victory hard-won yet deeply satisfying. Ye Tian's astonishment peaked as his unique perception granted him insight into the creature's capabilities. With a keen eye, he discerned the Silver Moon Wolf's talents, noting that its blood attribute ranked at a low tier while its speed prowess reached a novice tier level. The aftermath of the battle found the wounded monster still standing, its resilience a testament to its formidable nature. Rising slowly, it emitted an aura of menace that sent a shiver down the spine of all who beheld it. Captain Galewolf, realizing the danger, swiftly ordered his team to stand back, prepared to face the creature alone. Concerned for Ye Tian's safety, Captain Galewolf urged him to retreat from the perilous scene. But in Ye Tian's mind, this was an opportune moment to seize the creature's talents for himself. Ignoring the captain's warnings, he saw a chance to enhance his own abilities and protect those he cared about. With determination fueling his actions, Ye Tian charged at the monster, his body technique primed for action. A powerful punch landed squarely on the creature's face, a testament to Ye Tian's newfound resolve. In the heat of the moment, a notification flashed before him, confirming the successful acquisition of the monster's talents. However, the creature retaliated with a ferocity that matched its survival instinct. Undeterred, Ye Tian continued his assault, striking blow after blow in rapid succession. It was only when Captain Galewolf intervened, declaring the monster defeated, that Ye Tian ceased his relentless attack. With the immediate threat neutralized, Captain Galewolf directed his team to secure the area and tend to the injured. Meanwhile, Ye Tian contemplated the significance of his achievement. Acquiring the monster's talents was a pivotal moment, a step closer to fulfilling his destiny as a martial warrior. As the adrenaline of battle waned, Captain Galewolf bid Ye Tian farewell, expressing anticipation for the day when Ye Tian would join his ranks as a member of the Galewolf squad. Ye Tian eagerly accepted the invitation, eager to contribute his newfound abilities to the cause. After the encounter, Ye Tian made his way to the washroom to cleanse the monster's blood from his face. He considered his sister, Ye, who would likely fret upon seeing him in such a state. Once he had freshened up, Ye Tian headed back home, ready to put the day's events behind him. Ye Tian noticed his sister peacefully asleep. He reflected on the day's events. Seeing a monster up close had left an indelible impression, far surpassing the tales he had heard. Determined to protect his loved ones, Ye Tian resolved to expedite his journey to becoming a martial warrior. Alone in his room, Ye Tian contemplated the next step in his quest for strength. The possibility of infusing monster talents into his own body loomed large in his mind. He understood the risks involved, the potential for excruciating pain and even mortal danger. Yet, driven by a deep-seated desire to safeguard those he held dear. As the fusion process began, Ye Tian was enveloped in excruciating pain that seemed to tear through his body like a raging inferno. Each moment felt like an eternity as waves of agony crashed over him, leaving him gasping for breath. The sensation was akin to his bones being crushed one by one, and his legs bore the brunt of the torment, rendering them numb and lifeless. In the midst of this ordeal, a chilling thought crept into his mind. Had the fusion failed? Was this the end for him? But when dawn broke and the scene shifted to the next day, Ye Tian stirred from his fitful slumber, grappling with fragmented memories of the night before. To his profound relief, he discovered that his legs were whole and unharmed, devoid of the searing pain that had tormented him. Tentatively rising from his bed, he was greeted by a peculiar sensation of lightness coursing through his body, as if a weight had been lifted from his very soul. A notification window materialized before him, its contents revealing the astonishing truth. His cultivation talent had ascended to the coveted mid-tier level, while his speed talent now boasted a respectable novice tier ranking. A surge of elation washed over Ye Tian as he absorbed this revelation, realizing that the arduous process of talent copying had indeed borne fruit. In the serene confines of the academy courtyard, Ye Tian unleashed his newfound abilities with unbridled enthusiasm, streaking through the landscape with the grace and agility of a wild wolf. The exhilarating rush of wind against his skin and the rhythmic pounding of his feet against the earth filled him with an indescribable sense of freedom. Yet, amid the euphoria of his newfound speed, a sobering truth lingered. Despite his enhanced agility, he remained a mere novice on the path to martial mastery. Deep in thought, Ye Tian contemplated the next steps on his journey. How could he harness his newfound talents to ascend to even greater heights? The answer came in the form of a familiar voice, Zhang Bao, his trusted friend and confidant. With a reassuring hand on Ye Tian's shoulder, Zhang Bao remarked on his visibly enhanced physique, a clear indication of his advancement to the martial apprentice stage. Ye Tian nodded in affirmation, his curiosity piqued by Zhang Bao's cryptic suggestion of a method to accelerate his growth. Lean closer, Zhang Bao shared his secret, the consumption of monster blood. Ye Tian's eyes widened in astonishment at the revelation, realizing the untapped potential that lay within the veins of these fearsome creatures. Regrettably, he lamented the missed opportunity presented by the Silvermoon Wolf, whose blood could have propelled him further on his journey. Ye Tian's resolve hardened as Zhang Bao found a way to obtain the monster blood. Excitement danced in Ye Tian's eyes as he eagerly inquired about the whereabouts of this new opportunity. Zhang Bao's response revealed that the higher-ups at the Linhai base had designated a new wild zone outside the city as an examination area for their 5 major academies, promising the coveted prize of monster blood to successful participants. Curiosity piqued, Ye Tian pressed for more details about the level of difficulty in the wild zone. Zhang Bao reassured him that it was relatively low, as most of the monsters had already been cleared out, leaving behind only their descendants. This information seemed promising to Ye Tian, who deemed it worth a shot. Upon hearing this, Zhang Bao extended an invitation for Ye Tian to join his squad and venture into the wild zone together in pursuit of the monster blood. However, Ye Tian hesitated, expressing reservations about the idea. Zhang Bao, taken aback by his friend's reluctance, explained that he had confided in Ye Tian out of genuine friendship and camaraderie. Despite declining the offer, Ye Tian apologized to Zhang Bao, promising to consider joining his squad in the future. As he attempted to take his leave, Zhang Bao persisted in following him, emphasizing that their bond as friends remained unshaken regardless of their partnership in battle. However, Ye Tian remained steadfast in his belief that teaming up with others could potentially expose his special abilities, posing a danger to him. He resolved to pursue this opportunity alone, convinced that he could obtain the monster blood and ascend to the coveted realm of martial warriors on his own terms.